So this is an update on parenthood in the shed. There are 5 little families left in here, mostly with a lot of males. So here's what I ran into. Usually I pull nest boxes when the oldest chick is 25 days old to keep the hens from resetting. When you do it like that, they don't lay another egg. Many of them don't stop feeding the babies, and they just keep right on parenting right on through. However, it's been so cold that I opted to try and leave the nest boxes on for longer rather than drop the babies in the bottom of the cage. So, of course, the hens reset, and I had to pull them and had some struggles. So, this is Buster. He is raising, this is the youngest one of Jester and Sky's babies. Looks just like Mommy. And that's your fat little baby. Hi, little baby. And he's finally thriving, although it took a while. And this is Buster's own baby with Rainbow. Funny enough, I got one baby out of them, and both parents are yellow faces, and we got no yellow face out of them. But that's okay. He's a beautiful little spangled gray, and I'll take him. This is Neptune, and he was with Mist. Mist reset, stopped feeding babies, and I caught the emergency just in time. These are his 2 foster babies from Scruffy and Laurel, who he had stopped feeding. And he also had his own oldest chick, a gray, and he had stopped feeding that one. So I put them in here, and these 2 were just old enough to nibble food on their own and chase Daddy around until he finally turned the corner and said, okay, I'll feed you. But his own chick was still too young and failing because he wasn't trying to eat on his own. Hi, little boo. Aren't you cute? So I had to pull him. I tried him with Buster, but these 2 are both Spangles, and he is a normal gray, and Buster spotted the difference and said, nope, not feeding that one. So, Neptune is feeding these 2, and really they're probably ready to launch pretty soon. So Buster's youngest baby ended up in here. This is him right here, and I had to boost him along for a while. Force feed him a little bit, but he picked it up. This is, I forgot his name. Mercury. This is Mercury, and now Mercury is infertile, or at least didn't get any of his eggs fertilized. So those 3 down there are the babies he raised, but they're all fosters. This is the oldest one of Mist and Neptune's babies. And look at this youngest one. This, who knew, out of a normal gray and a normal violet, I got this little baby who is a dilute violet. Oh my goodness. She's so pretty. I don't know if it's a girl or not, but that is a gorgeous little baby, and what a surprise. The parents are not related. I got them from 2 different sources, and I had no idea that they were split to dilute, but look what they gave me. And then these 2 over here, that gray one down there is Coco and Kobe's youngest, and the green one is Razzle and Remington's youngest. So there, I pulled their box. They were freezing to death down here, so I put their cage up here, which means you have to pull their box, because if you leave the box on and then move the cage, the parents get confused and think it's not their box. So if you're going to move the cage, you have to pull the box and put the babies in the bottom of the cage. So they seem to be going along fine, and I'm keeping an eye on them. This is Bright and Fluffy. It rained. Their cage flooded, because I hadn't realized that I hadn't put the plastic back up on the top. So I had to move them over and everything, but they're fine. And their babies are looking beautiful, and they'll be heading out for the big flight cage in about 4 or 5 days. I thought that I had 4 double factor Spangles here, but it turned out that their oldest baby is actually probably a cinnamon opaline Spangle. So, but the other 3 are all double factor Spangles. So they're doing a nice job. And this is our last pair, bringing up the rear. This is Saturn and Patek. And their little ones are in here. Katesh stopped sleeping in the box with her babies pretty early on, which is kind of too bad because it's been cold. But they have some nice little babies here. This, surprise, surprise, another violet and normal. So, how did I get a violet out of those two birds? The answer is that these birds are both cobalts, sort of. And you can get a cobalt two different ways. One, a true cobalt, is a blue bird with a single dark factor. But if you take a light blue bird and put a single violet factor on it, it will end up looking like a cobalt. So, clearly, one of these birds is a true cobalt, and the other one has a violet factor. So this little baby got a cobalt from one parent and a violet factor from another, and came out a true violet. This got daddy's yellow face, and probably a cobalt. Cute little babies. And last but not least, these are fat little babies. Another one, oh geez, is that another violet? Well, kind of looks like it. Yes, it does. And another yellow face, too. Oh, a cute little baby. And a spangle, of course. So these three are looking good. I am keeping a close eye on Katesh to make sure she doesn't reset. Because she moved out of the box so early. That can sometimes be an indication that she's getting ready to reset. So I'm watching her carefully. So this is Storm, who his whole crew launched, and I put him out in the big flight, and he instantly got sick. For the male birds, bringing up those babies those last few weeks is highly stressful. They have a lot of work to do, keeping those babies fed and getting them acclimated. And he's an older bird, so I'm not surprised he's got sick. This other little guy in here is Poseidon. He's Jester's chick from last spring, and he managed to beat himself up good on his wing. I don't know if somebody bit him or what, but he was bleeding quite a bit and stuff. So he's in here getting a little antibiotics just to make sure there's no infection section. So those two are on R&R. So that is the update.